Hello everybody and welcome back to League Racing TV. We're here for CTC round number 10 for the United States Grand Prix, aka COTA. Just gonna be me in the comms booth. I don't know where Corey Brooks is. He's gone incognito again and left me on my own. But it's fine, I got my penguin to substitute for him. So without further ado, let's get underway as we go into this full qualifying. I'll quickly bring up the lineup for you guys on the screen here. So here you got FIA having Kadun Lut and Tony Atala racing. Future Racing Team have Tech B and holy crap, I cannot actually say that name one bit. What is I can say the last bit, Van Winsen, but I cannot say the first bit. And then for Tatum Race Tech, we've got Florian Van Zeltzer and Luca Nofel. I can't say that. Shizuru Sidek Igniter's got Istvan Pookie and Joe Murphy. Thomas Eng Racing have Lucas Besner and Dennis Langerock. AMR Esports has Claudio Diaz and Paul Villegas. Azuri has Michael Hedrick and Flip. TF10 has Ryan Jagers and Alex Santana. And Venturi has Jerry Van Bussel and Ryan Modler. And then for ET8, we have Joel Lindstrom and Jonas Opel. So, also quickly show you the updated standings. I'm sorry about the budget graphic. It's what I've just copied off the Discord. Yeah, sorry about the graphics. So, as you can see there, Shizou City Igniters at the top there with 263 points. Followed by FVR with 185. And then Thomas Eng Racing got 180. Venturia 165. And then TF10 with 128. 9. Tatum Race Tech with 125. Future Racing Team with 90. AMR with 75. ETA with 67. And at the bottom there is Azura with 38. So the gap between the top two teams is about 80 some points. I do apologise, Ethan. It's the best I can do because Aiden's been working a lot and doing other things, and we don't really have any other graphic designers because I don't. Well, that does have. Don't think Mace does it. But anyway, we should move into qualifying here, so I'll get rid of that and get rid of Muglig Mug, and we'll go trackside for what is the United States Grand Prix. Here in Q1, full grid today, which I'm happy to see. I just need to get this track map on the lap data, and that's it. So who's out first? Let's see, who's out on the track first? Wrong button. It's not Van Wissen. Where is it? Here we are, on board of Dennis Langrock. He's going to take us for a lovely, nice run around COTA. But actually, before we do so, let me just remember which button is. That is the calendar. So obviously, I have not updated it. It's obviously not Miami because there's a goofy ass bug with Miami. So it is. So Miami is just not Miami. It's Texas. So don't worry about that. But next week in Mexico, that is real. We're going to Mexico. That ending in Brazil. And I'll just quickly get the track map on the screen for you guys. So, the Circuit of the Americas, 20 corners, 2 DRS zones, and a lot of weaving. The first sector being very difficult. Very difficult to maneuver sometimes, especially if you've got front wing damage. But I expect a lot of overtaking opportunities at turn 1 into the braking zone of the hairpin. And at turn 12, you might see some crazy people try to make a move at turn 15. We saw that yesterday in console. So we'll have to see if that happens again here today. But without further ado, we'll get back on board here with Dennis Langrock as he starts his first flying run on the intermediate tyres to take us for a nice lap around the Circuit of the Americas. As he's now coming to the heavy braking zone at turn 1 here. And now cutting that corner quite a bit. You can do that without validating your laps. I've seen that people do that, pass on back onto the power for the full throttle S section here at the front of COTA. We're going left, right, across the first sector split there just before turn 7. Yeah, because this is Because this is 9 and this is 10. Because the next turn is this is 12. Hang on, I need to just... Can I pop... Oh, I can pop the chat out. Good. So I don't want... sorry for the pause menu. I do apologise. I am just popping a graphic out. Sorry. There we go. Right, I'm good. Right, do apologise for that. As now Dennis Langrock coming around turn 13 and 14 here. Good ride on boards. A little bit of wheel spin there. But here's the tricky turn 15 I was saying about, where people can make those ambitious moves up the inside with people taking wide lines, people can nick it up the inside. And now round the triple right-hander here, and then coming down to the last couple left-handers. Around in turn 20 now here for Dennis Langrock to set the benchmark time of, on the intermediates, are 1:35.977. Not a bad run there from the Thomas Eng racing driver, and now I do believe it is oh no, Pookie is not finishing his lap. He's not happy with it, but Van Winsen, oh, he's done a run on a soft tyre and he's done a 32.108. Interesting. Ryan Modler has gone slower, but he did an Inter's run. Lucas Bessner has gone behind his teammate, but then gets beaten by Paul Villegas, also on the intermediates. Flip goes into 6th. Techby goes into 6th. And then Claudio Diaz just slots in behind Lucas. And then Luca here for Tatum Racetech jumping into 8th. Not the slowest on those intermediate tyres, and now we're going to go on board on Michael Hedrick. Oh, he's a Validus this lap, never mind. So, 2 seconds separates Dennis Langrock from Ryan Modler in the intermediate bracket. So, very interesting. Obviously, I don't know how you say this guy's name without butchering it. I can say the last 2 parts of it easily enough without butchering it, because it's Van Winsen. I can say that without butchering it. I just can't say his first name, and I'm not even going to bother trying. I'm not going to bother trying. There's no shot I get it right. Like, I'm not even going to try. Like, if Corey Brooks is here, I'd love to see him try. I'd love to see Corey Brooks try to say that, but obviously I don't know where he is. Like, I talked to him just yesterday and he said he was going to be here, but no, he's left me in the mud. And that obviously now all the drivers are coming in. I don't know if any of them are going to go back out straight away for a run. Let's say got some people have done inters, but obviously Van Winsen has done a thing on the softs. Oh, I'm on board with Joel Lindstrom now. And he's going for a run on the soft tyre. Pronounce it Timon. Right, on board here with Joel Lindstrom. He's not been having a good season yet with ETA, and he might get a little... Oh, and gets insta-blocked by the Azure driver. Joel Lindstrom comes out to start a lap and just gets blocked by the Azure driver of, I do believe... Oh, no, that is Flip, because Michael is in the pits. That is a big impede. That is a big impede there for Joel. But thankfully, it's only his first run. He still has plenty of time to do another one later in the session. I assume he will probably finish this to get a banker lap in. But we do not like to see that. Flip just did not get out the way at all for Joel. As now he's coming down here. Down the long straight towards turn 12 here. And now back on the power as we go around 13 and 14 here, and up to the big corner 15, taking a very wide line there. Bit of a wobble there on the exit, but I think he's going to be okay. Because I say this is his very first lap, so it will be a banker time, and we'll go on board of his teammate straight after. But he's gone very deep at the second to last corner and has bailed out. I would have thought he would finish that lap to get a banker time in, but he has not. On board here with Jonas Opel as he's coming through the first sector, doing a 24-7 in the first sector, and now coming up to turn 11 here. And now back on to the power for the very long straight. Obviously in the race, expect a load of overtaking here at this Pacific corner. I think Jonas might get into some traffic here. I don't know. He might do, he might not do. We'll have to see in a minute, because those AMRs are going very, very slowly. Oh, and that's a bit of a slide there out of the exit of 13 there for Joel, as both AMR drivers are clearly off the track. Good job, lads. And now we've got SCI also in the way. Ooh, very close to the racing line, but he's out of the way enough for Jonas. Coming around the last couple of corners here for the ET8 man. Around the final corner now, foot to the floor, up to the line. Durus open, where's it? What's it going to be? It's a 1:31.57. Almost a full second faster than Timon Van Winsen. So now I go on board with, I do believe it is a Shizou that is going to be next across line, and it's Joe Murphy. On board here with Joe Murphy as he's coming around the last corner here, and I think we go on board straight after with Flip after. Coming around the final corner here, Joe Murphy for Shizou City Igniters crosses the line, does a 30.615, and Flip does improve, but he's not fast. And I think as Ryan Jacobs does his first lap and goes up to second place. We've got Jerry Van Bussel next across the line, goes P5, and Tony Atella for FVR goes to the top of the board, a 1:30.426. What a lap there from now we're going board of Michael Hedrick as he's coming out the last corner, goes across the line ahead of Dennis Langrock into P4, and then immediately gets knocked down by Alex Santana. As it looks like now both the Tatum drivers are coming across the line. It looks like Luca invalidated, whereas Florin, he's just coming across the line. Florin goes up to P6, then instantly gets knocked down by Ryan Modler, who goes up to P5. Lucas Besner goes up to P8. And now we've got the other FVR man now here of Kidon Lut, because he comes across the line, goes up to P3. And then he gets knocked down straight away by Pookie going across the line into second. And Paul Villegas for AMR into P4. Claudio Diaz up to P12. And that is it of the second runs. Unless this... Well, no, I forgot. I forgot about Timon. As he's coming across the line 2 times faster than his previous best. But it's still quite slow. A 31.907. Only just beats Jerry Van Bussel. Techby is also on his lap, but he's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. We'll have to see how much of... No, he's also backed out of his lap. Oh, because he validated. Never mind. And then... Alright, Joe Murphy's confident he's made it into Q2, so it's just, I'm calling off the dogs early. But to be fair, realistically, from Jonas to Tony, it's only 7/10 separate, so a lot of them. And a lot of them, I understand, understandably Tony retiring, because I don't think many people are going to beat a 30.4. And Tony is usually pretty quick. So I think him and Pookie are fine. Joe, I think he's probably fine as well. And Mr. Lutz and Villegas, maybe not. I also just noticed there's 1,000th between Villegas and Lut. So that's very close between the pair. And there's also only 4,000th between Alex Santana and Ryan Modler there. So, only person right now not to do a lap is Joel Lindstrom. So he'll have to do a one-lap wonder to get that ET8 into Q2. Because obviously right now the person at risk right now is Flip for Azurai with that 31.349. Which I do not think will even be fast. Probably might not even be fast enough to get him into Q3. Because I know Jerry Van Bussel can be quick. I've seen how quick that man has been in the past. And then I'm sure Tech will get into Q2 as well. And I think, and also I've seen Luke in the past, he's been pretty quick, so I don't think he'll be getting knocked out. But it could be but shocks can happen, you never know. As I see some people already coming out of the pits for their second run, as Ryan Modler seems to think he's probably safe for that 30.8. I think he probably could get away with it, but we'll have to see. He might get lucky. But Michael Hedrick is coming out, same as Florian, Dennis Langrock, Flip. Joe's also out as well, and so is Jonas. Tech's out, and so is Luca. Joe Lindstrom is now coming out of the pits, as Villegas is now retiring from the session. Understandable. I do believe Pookie probably will retire, and so will the TF10 lads. Yeah, and there we go. There's the two TF10s retiring from the session. So which one of these people is at the front of the queue? I think it is Flip. So we'll go on board with Flip from Azura. Also as well, it's nice to see a full grid. Last couple times we've not had full grids. Like last week, not last week, the 2 weeks ago in Belgium, Azura didn't have any races. Week before that, there's a few people missing. But anyway, but enough about that. All these guys are on that out laps. It looks like Claudio Diaz is going to be the last person to do a lap, as it looks like Flip is going to be the first one to start a lap. Starting a lap with 1 minute and 33 seconds. So if he mucks up this lap, he does have a shot at going again if he's got enough fuel. And there he goes, bit deep down to turn one. You want to cut the corner a little bit at turn one, but not too much. And now coming through this S's here, as we're going to ride on board from the TV podcam as he's going through the first sector. He's 700ths down on his current time. He does need to find some improvement, and he's invalidated. Well, I'm pretty sure he's got enough time to go around again, but he does have to put pedal to the metal to get round again with enough time. So we'll go on board with the driver behind him, and that's Luca, who is 1.4 up, but he's not done a competitive lap time. That lap was set on intermediates. So he's going to have, he's going to gain a lot of time here. So Luca coming down the big long straight here. And now rounding at turn 12 here. And now back on the power. How much is he up? He's 3.5 up. But obviously that's because, like I say, Inter's run. Annoyingly, we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. So it looks like when the Alpines are spun. Oh, and so is Flip. in the final two corners, Flipper spun it. So that is unfortunate. Checkered flag is out. Flipper's got it into the pit, so he will take no further part in the session. So Luca here is definitely improving. Lap is valid up to P9 for him, which pushes Flip into the drop zone, and he is out. So now I'll go on board with... Oh, it was Tech that spun. Oh, that's unfortunate for Tech. So now we go... Jerry Van Bussel doesn't improve. Oh dear, that's a shocker. Florian and Michael improve up to 4th and 7th, respectively. Dennis Langrock still in 13th. Jones Allpel is definitely through. Joe Lindstrom gets a lap in, but is only good enough for 17th. Timon improves, but is not good enough to get him out. And obviously, Techby messed up their lap by spinning, so they will start, unfortunately, at the back. So Claudio Diaz doesn't even need to really finish this lap at all, but I think he'll just finish it anyway, just to see what he would have done, as I think that could have been may have been some lag there from me, possibly, I don't know. Oh, he went up to P8, so that's a big improvement then for him. Right. So there you are, out in Q1 then. Tech, Jerry Van Bussel, Timon Van Winston, Joe Lundstrom, and then Flip Narlovsky, if I'm saying that correctly. And obviously Tony Atala with the fastest lap. So that is good for Atala. So we'll be moving on now here to next qualifier, Q2, where five more drivers will get knocked out. As I now get rid of that and get that. There we go. Right. Which one of these lot is going to be out on track first, or are we going to wait a little bit? I have a small feeling that we might wait a little bit to see someone out. Nope, never mind. We've got a Williams and an FVR out on the track. Oh, Flip left the lobby. Good deal. Might have some desync then. Please say we're not going to have any desync. It's going to be not good if we are. So it looks like Dennis Langrock is first to get going, but obviously we're right here with Kidon Lutz, as he is right behind Dennis. Right, they're all starting to come out. We've got 3 drivers behind these guys, so like right up each other's bumpers. Who's in this little group? It's Pookie, Tony, and obviously Ryan. All 3 of these are having a little mini fight before we start Q3, which I think is kind of funny. They're all having their own little battle. Tony and Ryan definitely having a little fight coming down. We're getting a little pre-race fight here between Tony and Ryan here, as it looks like Tony got the better of that exchange. And obviously now they get space out a little bit so they can not get DRS. Oh, sorry. Slipstream off each other. Both FVR drivers are not waiting around. One of them just dove back into the pits, and it was Tony who dove back into the pits. So it's Mr. Lutz who's going to start us off then, as Flip is off the session again. Man needs to stop leaving a session, because the more he does that, the more it's going to glitch out the lobby. He needs to stop. Anyway, Mr. Lutz then back onto the power as we come into the first sector. Going to ride on board here as he comes through the sweeping S's here. Could cut the curbs quite a bit here without invalidating. And same with these corners. Taking a very wide line on before entering that corner. And he's cut turn 9 a little bit too much and has invalidated his lap. And so is Dennis Langrock. He's also invalidated. Next driver then will be Ryan Modler then. As the front two have invalidated at a time. As I can't speak there for a moment. Holy moly. I do apologise. But anyway. Ryan and Modler here on the big long straight. Coming towards turn 12. And now back heavy on the brakes. Can cut this corner a little bit. Right on board of the Venturi driver. Trying to cut that corner a little bit. Yeah, most of the corners you can cut here without any issue. Taking the wide line, which is not the normal racing line. But in the race you might see people go up the inside that corner. Round the triple right here for Ryan. And then we're coming up to the last couple corners. Final corner now. On the brakes, back onto the power, DRS flap open, up to the line, and the benchmark to beat is 131.309. As some people have gone into the pits. Jonas Orpel's going to finish his lap, up to the line for him, goes 5/10 slower. As looks like that was Lucas Besson across the line, but invalidated his lap somewhere along the lines. Both the TFTs back into the pits. Michael Hedrick now coming out the last final corner here, back onto the power, and that is a 31.384, just under a 10th off of Ryan, and then Luca goes just a half a 10th faster to take the top spot in the session. I think Claudio Diaz invalidated, but he's got enough fuel to go again, perhaps? Maybe not, I don't know. So, everybody's not happy with their lap. We're on board here with, is it Istvan Pukki? As Florian Van Zeltzer has gone top of the time board for just under 400ths faster than his teammate. As Pukki has invalidated his lap. Unfortunate there. So, yeah, so all of them will be in. So yeah, I'm right on board here with Claudio Diaz. It looks like he is doing this is another fast attempt at a fast lap from Claudio. Get that banker lap in, and then go out towards at the end of the session to put another lap in. But it's not that quick though. It was a 1 minute and 4 in the middle sector there. So this is a very slow lap. So I think he's just gonna pit. We've got Alex, Joe and Tony Atala out on track for their out laps. Also, Kidon Lutt is also out as well. Yep. Up into the pits goes Claudio, and Paul Bollard just got absolutely murdered there by the AMR driver. It's Tony that is going to be the first one to do a lap here. Right on board with the man from FER. Obviously, FER really need to try and outscore SCI as much as humanly possible today if they have a chance of trying to take the title, retain their title. Because as it stands right now, I do believe they are 80 somewhat points behind. Obviously, they're still 126 points available if my math is not wrong. Because if you win the race, you get 22. Second gets 18, so that's 40, and then the 2 bonus points for fastest lap in the race and pole position is 42 per race day. With 3 rounds left, that triples, so that goes to 126. So it is still mathematically possible for FER to make it go to the next race, but they need a very good showing today. And obviously, if SCI have a bad showing, then yeah, it could definitely go to the next race. But I think surely if Pookie and Murphy can pretty much get 1 and 2 for the pair, I think that'll be the title's gonna seal the way. But you never know. We'll have to wait to see what happens in the race. It'll be 27 laps if I'm not mistaken. And now we're on board with Tony here as he's coming around the final corner to finish his first lap in this Q2 session. And to the top of the turn board he goes with a 1:30.303. Good start there, Tony, and I think that will probably see him comfortably into Q3. And his teammate is only 300ths behind him, so I think I don't think FER's going to struggle to get into Q3 here at all. So we're going to ride on board with Joe, as I do believe he's next across the line. His teammates just started a lap. So Joe coming out last corner, up to the line. Where's he going to go? Oh, he goes even quicker than both FER drivers. What a lap there from Joe Murphy. A 1:30.275. What a lap there. As Alex Santana also into the 30s. A 1:30.750. Got a good chance of making it into Q3 there, but I think he's going to have to go a little bit faster than that. As Claudio's on an out lap. Who's the next one on a lap? Is it Villegas? No. Nope, it is. It is Villegas. It is Villegas next to Sat a lap here for AMR. Ooh, was that a little bit of a slide there before the 15? Cut a lot of 15, but let's see what the benchmark is going to be for the AMI esports driver. As one of the FERs are getting out of the way. Round the last corner now for Pau. Foot to the floor. Dirus open up to the line. Where's he going to go? It's up to P4 for the AMR driver ahead of Ryan Modler, who also has done a lap. Does a 1:30.6. And Dennis Langrock goes up just behind as Pookie's done his lap. Is also in the .3s. So we've got the two. So FER and SCI giving us a good showing here. As Lucas Besner just behind his teammate Dennis into P8. We've just got Jacobs is invalidated, so we'll go on board of Claudio Diaz as Tony Atala has retired from the session. Rightly so, because I think that 30.3 will be enough to see him in to Q3. As a ride on board here with Claudio Diaz for AMR, but he is bottom line out of his lap and jumps ahead of Ryan Jacobs there. Michael Hedrick is also bailed out of his lap and is into the pits. So far, as it stands right now, Florian van Zeltzer is on the bubble of not making it into Q3. He is the driver at risk, and with Alex Santana with that 30.7, I don't think that's gonna be enough to make Q3. I don't think, because realistically, I know for a fact Pookie, Mr. Kendall and Joe are all safe with a 30.3 and 30.2. I think they're all good and safe. Powell might just scrape him with a 30.5. I think Ryan and Dennis probably do have to try again. Lucas and Alex probably as well. I would have thought. So because and right now the slowest time currently on the board is Jonas Orpel with a 1:31.878. But there is still 3 minutes left of this session, so everyone's still got one final run in them in this session. As it looks like Michael Hedrick is going to be the first person out onto the track. Well, one of the AMRs has gone out. I hope it's Claudio that's gone out, not Powell. So I think Pow's fine with that 30.5. I'm pretty sure I saw a red car leave the garage. Or was it a different colour? I don't know. But why is Joe come out again? Joe, why are you out again? Why are you out on track? Do you just want to showboat and just go a little bit fast? Is that what we're doing here, Joe? Because I'm sorry, your 30.2 is good and easily good enough for Q3. I think at this point you're just showing off. Same with Pookie. I think Pookie wants to show off as well. But yeah, there's Powell retiring from the session next. I think he should be okay with that 30.5. But everybody else behind him, I think, do need to do another lap. He wants to waste tyres, says Omar. Yeah, Omar in the chat. Why does he want to waste tyres? That doesn't make sense. Like, why waste tyres? Thing is it so you can use the used set of tyres in Q3 and just go to the top of the time board to show how skilled he is, and just to show how much aura he has or something? Is that what it's for? Is that what's going on here, Omar? Because if it is, I'm sorry, that's just time. He's just wasting his time. Anyway, let's go on board of Michael Hedrick, as he will be the first person to start his final lap, and the last person to do theirs will be Ryan Modler. So riding on board here with Michael as he's coming into turn 1, heavy on the brakes. Want to try and cut that corner a bit, but probably more than that he wants to cut that corner. And now back on the power, down the hill, round turns 2, and then down 3, 4, 5, and 6. Job done. Now coming up to 7 and 8. But he's got... Oh, and that's unfortunate for Michael. He's invalidated coming round 7 and 8. Rounds turn 7. So that is his qualifying done. So Michael will be out here. So we'll now go on board with the driver behind him, which is Jonas Orpel. Needs to find a big improvement if he wants to make Q3. So now going along the long straight here for Jonas. Michael needs to get his butt out the way. There is a very fast ET8 on its way. Very close to track limits there for Jonas. And there we go, the Azura driver gets out the way. 4/10th improvement there for Jonas in the middle sector. That'll take us to like a 30.4, which would not be enough. He needs to go a bit faster than that. He needs to try and get in the 30s if he can. So Jonas now coming around the last couple corners. Again, close to track limits there on the exit of 19 round turn 20. Foot to the floor. DRS open up the line. It's into the 30s. It's good enough for P10. But with faster drivers behind him, that could all change. As Ryan Jacobs comes across the line, goes up to P5, pushes Orpel back into the drop zone. Alex Santana, now the driver at risk. Never mind, it is now Lucas Besnas flooring up to P5 as Joe Murphy showing off by doing a 0.1 like I thought he would. Lucas Besner here, he's coming to finish his lap as Dash Langrock's gone up to P5. Where's Lucas gonna go? Improves just ahead of Pau. Oh no. Is Pau gonna go out? Oh, as Santana improves. Modler improves, but not good enough to get into Q3. And Diaz into the pits. So Villegas just makes it into Q3. As I saw the other SCI driver showing off as well. Yep, so the top 10 shootout then are Joe Murphy, Istvan Pukki, Tony Atala, Kadon Lucht, Dennis Langrock, Florian Van Zelser, Alex Santana, Ryan Jacobs, Lucas Besner, and Pau Villegas. And out in Q2 are Ryan Modler, which is actually a shock. I thought he would easily make Q3. Jonas Orpel, Luca Nolfo, Michael Hedrick, and then Claudio Diaz. Unfortunately, both Claudio and Michael both invalidated in their final runs. That will explain why they didn't finish. Well, explain why Claudio didn't do a lap. So, top 10 shootout time. Place your bets. Who's going to get pole position then for the Circuit of the Americas race, which will be kicking off in about just over 12 minutes time. I'm expecting SCI to show off again. Like, I think there's no need for your drivers to show off that, Omar, in Q2. Like, I'm sure they've got more pace. It's clearly obvious because they are quick drivers. Wrong button. But, yeah. Like I said, if one of those two get pole with used tyres, I'm going to be shocked. Right, who's out on track first? It looks like it's Tony Atala. So yeah, Tony didn't have a good race last time in Belgium. I think he finished like P7, but then got demoted a few places due to a time penalty. Obviously, as well. I wonder if anyone's actually reported any incidents for console. If not, the results from console last night will stand, and that's it. I'll sort that out later. But right now we don't care about console. We are focusing on the PC tier, which obviously is still up for grabs, but that can all change if SCI score more points than FER. But Tony and Kidon here looking very, very quick. So now Tony putting his foot to the floor, coming down the straight here to start his first flying run to set a banker lap. Still got some people in the pits. We've got Pookie, his teammate, and Lucas Besner all still in the pits. Everybody else is out on track. Des Langrock is the second person to start his lap. Looks like it's going to be Pal Villegas will be the last person to do a lap. As we're riding one here with Tony Taylor, 24.4 in the first sector there. As we're going around turn 10 here to the heavy braking zone of turn 11. Saw some people in the console race dive down the inside at turn 11. Not sure if we'll see any of that today. But you never know. I definitely saw people diving down the inside at turn 15. But anyway. Tony now coming into the braking zone of turn 12. Can cut this quite a bit without invalidating. Now back on the power for the next two cars. A 100.2 was his middle sector. Come around the turn 15. Not cutting the corner as much as I thought he would do. And now come around the triple right-hander here. Onto the power around the last couple of corners. And then rounding the final corner. Up to the line, foot to the floor. DRS open. What's this banker going to be? It's in the 29s! What the God damn, Tony! A 129.939. God damn, that's quick. I was not expecting that kind of lap out of Tony Atala, if I'm being brutally honest. Because that is the fastest lap of all three sessions, but God damn, Tony. That is certainly quick. Dennis Rangox on his banker lap with 130.676. The TF10 boys have both done 31s, but Alex Santander 31.0, where Ryan did a 31.4. Next person to cross the line will be Joe Murphy. Left to see if he goes any quicker than Tarlet. See if he can get into the 29s as well. He did a he's close. That's the fastest he's done so far. A 130.139. Pingu, do you watch PSGL? I have not, Abdullah. I've been meaning to talk to someone from PSGL about doing some commentating for one of the tiers. So, I have watched in the past, but it was ages ago. He also says F2 guys have 29.6 as personal damn. So what is Tony Atala in F? Wait, is he in F2 or F3 then? Is Tony? I would assume he's in F2 for PSGL. If not, he'd be F3. Because there's no way he's in F1 in F1, because the F1 will be all the actual pros in PSGL. So go on board with Tony's teammate. Yeah, I thought Tony would be F2. So Tony can go a lot faster than that 0.9. Got it. Anyway, here's his teammate coming around last couple corners here. Up to line. Will he be any closer to his... Well, it's a lot closer this time to his teammate. Doing a 30.179. And Paul Villegas has done a personal best in this session of 30.337. We've got Lucas and Pookie on laps. Pookie's going next person across the line. Very close to track limits. Up to line for Pookie. Goes up to P4 with 30.2. And now we'll go aboard of Lucas as he's coming out last corner. Foot to the floor. Across the line for Lucas. It's a 1 at 30.881. Just behind his teammate. And then the only person not to set a lap is Florian Van Zelter. Also Joe, I think. Oh, Joe. Oh, what? Joe Murphy's also in F2. Like, I would assume most of these guys here in Q3 here. I assume in Q3 with these guys in Q3, I'm pretty sure they'd be like what, F2, F3 at least. Tony has a 0.480 personal best. Tony could go 5 turns faster than what he's already done. God damn. But yeah, I might have to start watching some PSGL if I've got some free time. Because I know they race on like awkward days. What they do, I'm pretty sure was like top division races Wednesday and everybody else races like Thursday or something, is it? Something like that, if I'm not wrong, Abdullah. They race at weird times, and I know OWR like races, they all race Monday. Unless it's console, then they race another day. But yeah. Hello, Thomas Lang. Oh, yeah, no, the WRO, I meant World Online Racing League. That race is like Mondays or something like that. Oh my god. Yeah, I said it the wrong way around. I said the right letters, but just the wrong way around. Right, we've got some drivers coming back out onto the track here. WOR. WOR is what I'm saying. Like, god damn. Bad Jacob. You're saying the same letters but in the wrong order. Never mind. Said it wrong twice. Yes, I know. Thanks, Jacob. You don't need to tell me. I'm getting everything wrong these days. I've not had the Penguin has not had a good week. So anyway, Who is at the front? That looks like Dennis Langrock's going to be the first one to do a lap, but he's going very slow. Because there's an I do believe that's probably Alex and Florian. Alright, calm yourself out there, Jacob Groom. Bro's calling me an unk. What the f... God, I'm not that old. It's not Alex, it's Ryan Jacobs who's a little bit impatient. So, right on board with the TF10 man. Right. Right on board here with Ryan Jacobs. His banker lap is a 1:31.401. If he wants to get any shot again towards the front of the field, he needs to find at least a full second and a half to improve if he wants to get anywhere near Tony Ottala's pole position lap. As he's coming through the first sector here, he's a 10th up on his previous best time. As he's coming around 7 and 8. Sorry, 8 and 9. Now round 10 up to turn 11. Don't know why I'm watching my team, is it? Why? What team you win then, Jacob Groom? What team you in? I'm kind of curious now. As we're right on board of Ryan Jacobs here, he's 5.5 tenths up in the middle sector, which will see him into the 30s, but he needs to find a bit more than that. Checkered flag has been shown, so this is everybody's final chance to get a competitive lap time in, as Ryan Jacobs is coming around the last couple of corners. And let's see where the TF10 man goes. He's coming around the final corner, foot to the floor, DRS flap open, across the line, goes up to P6, ahead of Dennis Langrock, who's next across the line. Dennis goes 4 tenths faster, up to P4, and now we're going on board of Florian Van Zelter, as he's up to line, goes into P6. Tony Ottala doesn't improve. Next across the line will be his teammate. Goes even faster, also into the 29s, but not fast enough to take pole position away. Joe Murphy goes faster, but not enough to beat the FVR duo. Next will be Pookie to come across the line. He's coming around the last couple corners now. Foot to the floor, DRS flap open across the line for Pookie, and he goes pole with a 29.8. As Lucas Besner improves up to P7. And we just got Alex Santana and Villegas. Santana improves up to P9. And Villegas, not sure if he improved, but we'll find out in a second. There you go, there's your answer. He went from 8th to 6th. But what a lap there from Pookie to deny FVR a front row lockout. So Pookie then takes the extra point then for SCI by 0.08 of a second off of Tony, who also gets into the 29s and then could unlock also into the 29s. And then we've got Joe Murphy, Dennis Langrock, Paul Villegas, Florian Van Zelter, Lucas, and then the TF10 boys will share row 5 with Alex ahead of Ryan. GSR. Oh, ground effects bit. Of course, an esports driver on pole. Wait, Pookie's an esports driver? Wait, actually? Well, used to be. Oh no. I've not the last time I watched the esports is when I think the only time I've watched it is when oh who was like winning a lot from McLaren Shadow. There was one person who was winning a lot from McLaren Shadow one season, and then obviously he took the title at the end of the season. I think that's the only time I've watched esports. I think that was Lucas Blakely, if I'm not mistaken, and he won that season. I think that was the only season that I watched. If Pookie was not in that season, then I wouldn't have known. And plus, it was a few years ago now. I've forgotten a few things. Yes, no, I thought so. Jacob Groom, yeah, they did join halfway through console when I think Future Racing Team dropped out of console. So obviously now we're just waiting for drivers to finalize their setups for the race, because obviously people use different setups for qualifying and racing. Obviously with part firmware turned off, that is allowed. So we'll have to see what people do, what kind of strategies are going to be. We'll also see if anyone starts on the hard tyres and tries to go to about, what I would say, lap 17, 16. You'd pit from the hards to the mediums, and if you start on the mediums, you pit around lap 11. I was yeah, yeah, you did. The console results will be sorted probably after PC is finished, because then I'll have some free time to do those results. So they should be out after PC finishes. Like, it'll take me about 10-20 minutes to get that sorted, but I should definitely have provisional results for console out this evening. Okay, what are these drivers waiting for? Are they love disco? Oh, Florian saying, "Can we go? I don't want rain, please." Damn. No idea. They're all pinging me now. Was he who messaged Liam Coda about? Probably wasn't me who messaged you about joining CTC. It might have been Jeffrey. Anyway, here we go then. 4, 5 red lights. And we are go, go, go for this Kota race. And looks like it's a decent start from Pookie as he's going to try and cover off the FES. We're going to have a big then from the AMR driver of Pau Villegas as he's going to try to send up a few of them. But Pookie still holds the lead. Dennis Langrock is on the inside here of Kadon Lutz. Sorry, not Lutz, it's Atala. Oh, and that is why Atala's on the hards compared to Dennis on the mediums. But Dennis is ahead of Joe Murphy as we got a spinner at the back. Lucas Besner has gone the wrong way around, as I can see further back there. Oh, hello. Dennis Langrock doing what I thought some people might have a little look up the inside at turn 11. But now we're going to ride on board of Dennis Langrock because he's all over the back here of Tony Atala. Obviously, Tony's getting slipstream from his own teammate. And obviously, look, they're blocking the inside there to stop Dennis Langlock, but Dennis getting a better power down out that corner and round the outside of one over the FERs. Now I'll have the inside line, but gets covered again by the FER driver, struggling to keep that place. But there we go, Dennis Langlock into the podium places there, eventually getting past Tony Tala, and will now try to look to get past Lutt. Well, Mr. Lutt now, as he's slowly dropping away from Pookie ahead. But damn, what is some moves. And and we're not finished yet, because Ryan and Florian are at each other. And as Ryan Modler gets a little biff there from Florian, but Florian goes to the inside to cover. Ryan going to try to go around the outside. He's on the opposite tyre as well to Florian. He's on the mediums compared to Florian on the hards, and could not quite get around the outside there of Florian. And so he'll have to settle for P8 again, as now the first lap is done and done. Let's have a look at these position changes right now. So Tech has gained 4 places. That's the biggest gainer. Biggest loser right now is Lucas Bester with losing at 12. And right now Pookie, Florian, Alex, Ryan and Claudio have not moved one bit, as it looks like there Alex Santana was having a little look at Ryan Modler there at turn 11. Again, some drivers fancying a move before the corner's even done. And I've all just realised Pookie has already built up a gap between himself and the guys behind. Done and done, you done it. Yeah, done and dusted. Yes, I meant that, Thomas. But anyway, here's what everyone's probably wanting to know. Here's your tyres. So we've got both SCI drivers on the hards, both FER drivers on the hards, and then Florian, Jonas, Claudio, Tech, and Joel all on the hards as well, where everybody else is on the mediums. So it's 28 laps they've all got to do, but it's the bigger question is how long will those mediums last? I reckon about 11 or 12 laps, I'm guessing. So, got no one's really making any moves. Dennis Langrock has actually caught up to Pookie, so the 1 second gap Pookie had over these guys has now been demolished, as Dennis Langrock realistically wants to try and get ahead of Pookie and break away while he can with those medium tyres. But he's all over the back of the SCI driver. Obviously, as well, if he gets past Pookie, this will help out FBR quite a bit, so I mean less points for SCI. And obviously right now Joe Murphy is right behind Pal Villegas right now, which is not good. And Jonas or Pal has already got 3 seconds. So it's not even been 3 laps and someone's got 3 seconds for track limits. Can we not be as bad as the console drivers yesterday, as I believe only about 4 drivers in console yesterday didn't get pens. And there goes Dennis Langrock into the lead of the race, ahead of Pookie, and will now try to pull away in this final sector here. Want to try and break that 1 second gap. If he can then pull away, and this will be his race to win. As looks like Van Bussel, Diaz and Tech are all fighting over the final point in this race further back. They're still at each other's throats, as it looks like Tech is on the inside of Jerry and will now get that move done into 16th, and will now try to get after Diaz to see if he can catch up, because obviously Diaz is just barely hanging on to Orpel, and Timon is struggling quite a bit there at the back. Like, we did have a full train of 20 drivers, but Timon has seemed to have slipped out of the DRS, and somehow Lucas actually caught up. So that first lap spin for Lucas is caught up with him now. So like I say, we'll have to see if Dennis Langrock can break away from Pookie, because you want to try and do it obviously because he's on the medium tyres compared to the hards that Pookie is on. So I assume the hard runners will pit around lap 16, lap 17 if I'm not mistaken, maybe 15. Latest I see one of them pitting will be like lap 19 to go on to mediums, and then medium runners, I think probably earliest stoppers we'll see about lap 9 probably. Lap 9 to then lap 13, 14, I'm guessing. I'm just taking some guesses with the knowledge I have of seeing yesterday. Because I saw people pit at lap 9 towards lap 12 off the mediums in console. But this is PC. They'll all be on wheels. I think some of the console races are on controller, so that can make a difference. Yet there's no more excitement. Everyone's just all in one long train. We've got Florian going to the inside there to stop the DRS. Like, Timon's just fallen off for the back quite a bit. He's now 2.5 seconds off the back of Joel Lindstrom, who seems to also be struggling. Obviously, ET8 want to try and pick up some more points so they can keep away from AMR, because I think AMR's getting close to him in the points. And right now, I even noticed was when did Villegas get ahead of Atala? When did that happen? I missed that. Like, when did Atala lose out to Villegas? So that's not going to help FPR. Like, Pookie's used to just be okay just to be sat behind Dennis Langrock right now, so I think that's good. It's just the question is, when are these other drivers going to get bored and be like, it's my turn to lead, I want to turn. It's like, someone's got to be like, it's my turn to lead at some point. Because, like, I want some action, but I don't think I'm going to see any action until when it comes to the pit stops where people are going to try and overcut and undercut. Because I have been told by someone that you can undercut easily and somewhat overcut if you're good enough. But we'll have to see, as we've got a lovely helicopter shot here of the top 5 here. Well, top 4 because Power's just in. But yeah, no one seems to be taking any chances right now. They all seem to be running nice and smooth. Obviously, Dennis Langrock in the lead after 5 laps. So we've got Pookie, Lutz, Villegas, Atala, Murphy, Vanzelter, Modler, Santana, Jacobs, Nofo. I think that's how you say it. I don't know how you say it, Luca's last name. And then we've got Hedrick, Nolovsky, Orpel, Diaz, Tech, Van Bossel, Besner, Joel Lindstrom, and then obviously Tierman Van Winson is at the back by a good 6 seconds. Yeah, he's unless he's made a mistake somewhere or lost some wing, there's no reason why he should be like 6 seconds off the back of these guys. Oh, that is early for the soft medium runner. That is early. Ryan Jacobs in after 6 laps. That's very early. So possible 2-stop there for Ryan, because I do not think those hard tires will last 22 laps. There's no way on this planet that is going to happen. And even Lumi in the chat agrees with me. Lap 6 is a bit too early to pit. Yeah, I would have. Like I said, I didn't think they'd start pitting until about lap 10, maybe lap 9 at the earliest. I would have thought some of these would have pitted. I think lap 9 would have been all right. But we'll have to see if the soft tires will start to see if he can gain any ground on the rest of the field, as Jonas Orpel is trying to find his way through the field. Obviously getting a past Flip, Oh, as Tony has got past Villegas. And I missed that. Tony getting past Villegas, which is a very important move. Wants to try and get ahead of that AMR driver as Ryan's in, Santana and Luca all into the pits after lap 7. So again, I still think lap 7's still early. I still think that's a bit too early, honestly. But I'm not an engineer. It's probably the engineers telling them to do it. Timon's also into the pits as well. So quite a few have boxed now, which is, like I say, quite interesting. Did not think they would box just yet. I thought they would at least leave it for, like I say, a few more laps. But I'm not a strategy guy, so we'll have to see. Right, when will some of these front runners... Oh, hello, is that side by side with Villegas? Oh, Villegas has dropped off quite a bit. He's dropped behind Van Zolta and Murphy. So that's not good for Villegas. But they are like 3 seconds up the road. As we got yellow flags in the last couple corners. Jerry Van Bussel 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That's not good for him. As Michael is getting past Claudio Diaz. This looks like Opel also got past him as well. Pookie has got ahead of Langrock and has broken a full second to Langrock. So that's interesting. Obviously Pookie is on the harder tyre. And Dennis has not got DRS to Pookie, so that's... Oh dear, he's going to come under a lot of pressure from the FER drivers. Both of them will want to look to get ahead of Dennis as there goes Cadon. Will Tyler try it on the brakes? No. But he will probably try it at turn 15. He's very close. He's close enough to set up the move ready for turn 15 as Langrock is struggling with those medium tyres. There we go. Up to the inside goes Atala. Ahead of Dennis Langrock. Lovely move there from the FER man to get past the Thomas Eng Racing driver. As I assume he will be in the pits at the end of this lap, I would assume, for Dennis. Yep, there we go. Into the pits. So yeah, this is the part where I expected people start pitting this lap. End of lap 9, so Dennis is into the pits. Also, Powell's into the pits. That'll explain why Powell lost a few places, because he's also on the medium tyre. Let's just quickly get those tyres on for you. So everyone that has stopped behind are now all on the hard tyres. The only people left out on the track on the mediums is is both Azurai drivers. And they are stuck behind Jonas Orpel, who's started on hards. Like, I assume these hard runners will probably go to lap 16, 17, 18, I reckon. And obviously the only people with pens are Jerry Van Bossel getting a 10 second for speeding in the pits, and Jonas for 3 seconds for track limits. So Pookie's got a comfortable lead at the top there ahead of Cadon Lut, who then has his own little gap to his own teammate. Obviously now Joe looking to get past Tony Atala, and does. So it's SCI 1 and 3 right now with FVR 2 and 4. And if I'm still not mistaken, they do outscore. So right now, they obviously... SCI got the bonus point for pole position. Pookie's in first, so that's 23. With Joe's 15, that makes 38. Compared to 12 and 18, which is 30. So they outscore them by 8 points, which might be enough to take the title for them. But we'll have to wait and see, because anything can change. We're not even halfway through this race yet. We're only on lap 11, so still plenty of time for people to thing. As we now got Flip into the pits. Wants to see where the Zero driver comes out. I assume he will be behind Lucas Besner, who's dropped off a lot from the back of the field, back of the train. That's currently being led by Ryan at Modler, and he pitted early as well. And he's ahead of Santana and Villegas. As Michael Hedrick is the latest person to pick up 3 seconds for track limit penalties. Obviously, Timon has also got them as well by the look of it. So we're down to 16 drivers without pens. As Atala gets back past Joe Murphy. As I think Joe will not take that sitting down. He might try to take it back at turn 15 here. Nope, he's not quite close enough to really have a look at Tony's inside there. So Tony back into what is that podium spot. And I think this is where they do not outscore them now by thing, if I'm not mistaken, because what would be 35 compared to 33, which is 2 difference, yeah. So realistically, if FER wants to take the championship to the next race, realistically you have to finish 2 and 3 at the bare minimum. But if Joe can get ahead of Tony, I think that is job done for SCI. But you never know. I say there's still 17 laps left to go, so anything can happen, as they say. So Joel Lindstrom's into the pits. That man started on the hard tyres and has only done 12 laps. He's definitely committing to a 2-stop. Joel Lindstrom definitely committing to a 2-stop, which is interesting. Like, he has to be. Yeah, he's putting another set of hards. Yeah, so Joel's committing to a 2-stop then, since he's put a second set of hard tyres. I would have thought this would be a 1-stop race, if I'm being honest. Michael Hedrick still on the back of Orpel and Tech on the mediums. He hasn't pitted yet, so he's clearly liking those mediums right now. But it looks like Lot here has slowed down, let Pookie get away a little bit to help Tony try and combat Joe, because realistically they do want to try and take 2nd and 3rd, so I say, to try and keep SCI from winning today. Like I say, SCA can win today, but like I say, I've got to do some maths after the race, and I'm pressing the wrong button to see who has fastest lap right now. Fastest lap right now does belong to Dennis Langrock with a 1:34.998. As Michael is now into the pits. So for his one and only stop, he'll do 16 laps on those hard tyres, which should be no issues. And so it's just a question now is will the FER boys try and do some DRS swapping to try and catch Pookie ahead? Like, the man is 3.5 seconds ahead. So we'll have to see if these guys can go faster. Oh, that was interesting. They're close to dropping Joe Murphy there as FER boys. Yeah, looks like they have. Because there's a detection point. Nope, Joe just slips into the DRS as Claudio Diaz has got past Jonas Orpel for what is P6 on the road. Obviously, they're on the hard tyres. Dennis Langrock is catching these guys up rather quickly. Dennis has a 4-second... That's a terrible time for a yawn, sorry. Has about a 4-second gap to Ryan Modler, who's ahead of the second group of cars, which consists of himself, Alex, Pow, and Ryan Jacobs. And then Luca is also in that little train as well. Michael did come out ahead of his teammate in 15th. And then Joel is also behind the two of them. And then Jerry and Timon are struggling a little bit there at the back, which is a rotten shame. As Florian Van Deltzer has actually dropped out of the DRS of Joe Murphy. And that gap between Lut and Pookie's actually come down quite significantly. It was 3 seconds the gap was a couple laps ago. It's now 2.7. So the FVR boys are putting their foot down now, clearly. So both of them must have been saving tyres then for a little bit. Because also as well, they have dropped Florian. So it's just a 3-man train to try and catch Pookie. Just the question is how quick will they do it, as Orpel and Diaz are fighting again. Will Orpel try to send it down the inside turn 15? Yes, he will. Up the inside, bit of tyre banging there between the pair of them. Jonas trying to get a power down earlier, but does not quite, as Orpel stays behind Diaz, and Dennis Langrock is also right on their hightails. Orpel and Diaz touching each other's butts, because they're so close to each other. And now Dennis Langrock will get the power down and get past Jonas pretty quickly. I'll probably try and get past Diaz on the brakes. Nope, not close enough to Diaz to try and mount a move, as Florian has really dropped off the back of Joe Murphy. We'll see how close will Dennis Langrock get to the back of that AMR driver. Currently battle for P6. Obviously right now this is not helping Dennis Langrock's race. He wants to get past these guys as fast as possible, because Ryan Modler is bringing the rest of the crew, and he's only 1.2 behind Tech right now. I don't think he will get DRS this time around, so it'll be next time around Modler gets DRS on the guys ahead. But this is where Dennis Langrock's just going to shoot down the inside of Claudio. Claudio does just not defend. Like, why would he? He's on the old hards compared to Dennis's new hards. And there we go, Dennis up into P6. So now look to try and gap these guys to catch the drivers ahead and break away from them. As Ryan Modler is almost a second behind Tech now, so he'll look to try and make a move. And now this train has become a 6-man train from 6th down to 12th. As Villegas is at the back of the queue. Sorry, no, Lucas at the back of the queue. Oh, Orpel into the pits after 15 laps. Yeah, this is when I first thought the earliest boxes for those one-stop hards. Michael Hedrick getting 3 seconds for track limit violations. That's his second 3 seconds, so he's on thing. But yeah, this is the earliest I thought people would box for the mediums, so he'll have to do 13 laps on those mediums. This gap at the front is getting a bit closer. Pookie, I don't know if he's struggling with his tyres a little bit, but he's got a 2.3 second gap over Mr. Lutt. So the question is, if you're SCI right now, who do you box first? Do you box Pookie first? Or do you box Joe first? I feel like you'd box Joe first. Realistically, have Joe box with one of the FVR drivers and then have Pookie pit after. I'm not sure. But we'll find out soon enough. As looks like Ryan and Alex are all getting past Tech. So Pookie is not into the pits this lap. Neither FVR or Joe's into the pits. We're going on to lap 17 now for these guys with their one stop. So clearly their hard tyres are clearly looking alright. Same with Florian, he's not pit yet either. Let's get these tyres on the ball. So Tech is the last person The person who, well, one of the last people to pit, he's on 15 lap old hards, which will be 16 in a minute. Claudio Diaz is also on 16 lap old tyres as well. We've got Ryan Jacobs on 10 lap old hards. He's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle later. Jonas actually came up behind his teammate, which is interesting. Like, Joel will have to pit again because he started on the hard tyres, I'm pretty sure. Or did he start on the I don't know. I'll have to have a look after the race what he started on. But this gap was coming down, but it's not coming down as fast as I thought it would. It looks like Ryan Modler has got past Claudio Diaz on the DRS straight with the help of DRS. Alex Santana will be the next person to have a look at Diaz. I assume he might be in the pits to slap Diaz. Yeah, because like he's very slow here. I'm expecting Santana just to go up the inside. Claudia's also getting out of the way for Villegas as well. So I thought that might come into Team Honors, and Tony Atala's in. Tony Atala from third place is into the pits, looking to try and undercut everyone ahead. So we're gonna go on board of Dice Langrock because he's coming down the pit straight, and he will get ahead of Tony as well. Because there's Tony leaving the pits. Ryan gets ahead, Santana as well, Villegas. He's gonna come out just between the AMR drivers. He's gonna come out just ahead of Claudio. And Claudio's not pitted yet as Jonas Orpel gas fastest lap of the race at 1:34.544. And Tony comes out of the pits into P9 in a lot of traffic. So, with Pookie being about 4 seconds ahead of Atala, he'll probably... I think Pookie's going to be trapped in his traffic as well. Same with Cadonlo and Joe Murphy are all going to be trapped in this train. As we've got Tyler here going to go down the inside of Villegas at turn 11. Gets the job done, fresher tyres, then powers mediums. I will now look to try and get after Santana. Be next. But is that rain I see? That is rain I see. That'll explain why Pookie and everyone else has stayed out so long. But Tony up the inside here of Alex Santana. I will now try and look to get past Ryan Modler. I believe... Nope, he's not close enough. But that is rain I'm seeing from the onboard of Tony's car. So the question is, what tyre is Joe going to put on it? Is it the intermediate tyres, or is it going to just be a set of thing? It is the intermediate tyres going on that intermediate tyres. They're all in. Everyone behind is all in for intermediate tyres. I've not seen DRS been disabled yet, but they are all in. 3 seconds for Michael Hedrick. But yeah, they're all in for those intermediates, as the guys ahead of not pitted. Like, the rain is coming, but the bigger question is, the DRS has not been disabled, so how slippery is that track right now is the bigger question. So that'll explain why some people pitted early, because this was coming. The rain has arrived, and there's DRS disabled. So Tony should have stayed out for a little bit longer, and he could have pitted for Inters, but unfortunately has not, as Florian's getting past Ryan Jacobs, who's still out on the track. These guys at the front here are all struggling, so the grid is going to be shaken up massively when we come to the pit stops here. As I've also just noticed, Villegas, I think, Effie are cooked. Yep, they definitely are, Omar. Definitely are. Luckily for Luck, he has not pitted, so he will pit now. Same time as Pookie, so he'll be slightly better off than Atala, as it looks like Pookie has just absolutely murdered the speed limit barrier. Sorry, speed limit polystyrene board. Dennis is also now into the pits. Tony will probably come into the pits if Joe Murphy just gets out the way. So yeah, that is unfortunate for Tony. As looks like Villegas is now in the pit, so everyone's... So the grid has been really shaken up now as Pookie's come back out into lead. As Joe is side by side with Cadonlot here. And yes, I do agree, Christian Clausen. Unlucky for Tony going mediums, now time for inters. Yep, it is very unlucky for him. So this grid has been really shaken up, and now SCI are currently 1 and 2 right now. So that, obviously that is unfortunate for Tony Atala. He is down in 9th. So that is unfortunate there. Let's have a look at his position gains. Biggest winner right now is Techby, who's gained 9. And then biggest loser right now, it will be Tony Atala, who's lost 7 places. So yeah, this rain is really shaking up the grid. So Tech, Claudio, Florian, Kendall, Joe, and Pookie have all pitted once, where everyone's pitted twice. That is unfortunate. Let's have a look who's got the fastest lap. The fastest lap right now is Jonas. Jonas has the fastest lap, so with the rain here, no one's going to beat that, so Jonas will get the extra point for fastest lap, as Tony is getting past Luca, as Villegas gets 3 seconds for track limits. Oh, and that track is very, very wet right now. Holy moly, that rain has just come down really fast. Ooh. That is, yeah, very, very interesting. Michael Hedrick, 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, that's why he's retiring. So he is the first person to give up, so that's a shame. I think he was running just behind Jonas, but he's thrown in the towel. As gonna ride on board here with Tony. This man needs to try and get a wriggle on, because he needs to get more points for FER. Because if FER don't score enough points today, that is it. Championship wrapped up. Because with SCI getting in 1 and 2 right now with 8 to go, yeah, this could be over. So Pookie all on his Todd here at the front, about 4 seconds ahead of everyone else. Obviously no DRS, so it is now just pure pace, power, and that battery management. As Good Unlock here is unfortunately slipping away from Joe, so the title defense for FER is slowly slipping away from him. No, it was not Maximilian Lucat. No, it was not. The gap between both teams before this race was about 78 points, something like that. So I know before this race, there's 126 points still available. If SEA had 2 bad races in a row, it could easily have gone to the final race. But I think with the way it's going, yeah, you could have still caught it. You could have still caught them, but that's relying on them to have a bad race. But But yeah, no, like second place in the standings is still quite a bit of money. But obviously, it is a shame. Oh, hello. That's big. Pookie picking up 3. Oh, but he's like 4 seconds ahead of his teammate. And that weather, look at the track. Look at the track, it's completely drenched. There is no dry line at all now on this track. It's completely drenched. No dry line whatsoever. Oh. yeah, did have to rely on a lot of stuff happening. Yes, you are right there, Christian. A lot had to happen, but obviously I don't think it's gonna happen. But nothing's official. Like, I'll have to do some points tallying after the race. As Jerry Van Bussel, latest person to pick up 3 seconds. But yeah, if they get 1 and 2 tonight, then yeah, I think the championship's just over. And I think in the 3 seasons I've commentated, I will have 3 different winners in the last 3 seasons. Because I joined, I think, in season 4 when I think TF10 won that season. And then obviously FER won last season. Sorry, season 3, sorry. I missed the first 2 seasons. And this is season 5. Yeah, so I joined in season 3. Yeah. I swear 3 wins is 75. No, Maximilian, in this, it's only 22 points for the win. So the max points a team can get with pole, fastest lap, first and second is 42 points. Triple, and if you triple that, that's how many points is left available. But like, anything can happen if Joe or Pookie have a massive slip up here. I can't even remember the point system. Yeah, it's changed a lot since it's changed a bit, Christian. It's you get 22 for first, then it's 18 for second, then 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you get points scored out from first down to 15th. Realistically, yes, but that was a little bit of a slide there from Pookie. But like, I don't think these guys at the front are gonna make any mistakes anytime soon. So like, there's no real fighting and either going on. Like, the only people any close to each other are just these guys here fighting over what is P7. Yeah, so it's understandable if they want to focus on thing. So obviously right now, FER's looking comfortable with 3rd and 8th. Tony is still all over the back of Alex Santana. Like, realistically, Tony needs to get past Santana so he can start catching Modler for P7. That's what Tony wants to try and do. Like, to be fair, like, SCI doesn't even need to, like, if they have a big enough gap to second, they don't even have to race the last 2 races. They can even just submit 1 driver. Or probably submit the worst drivers. As that is surely a warning there for Tony. Cutting that corner. A bit too much there. As it, Tony, like, the longer Tony stays behind Santana, it's going to hurt him even more. Like, Atala needs to get past Santana. as Joe Lindstrom has retired from the session as he is coming to the pits and thing. Okay, Joel, with freaking 4 laps left, you should just carry it on, mate. Like, don't be such a wet wipe. Like, god damn. Hey. Come on, Tony. Put your damn foot down. I wanna see you get past Santana. Go on, do it at turn 15. I don't think you'll see that, Christian. I don't think Omar will ever race. You don't think you'll ever see Omar racing? Alex Santana defending the inside at turn 15. Wow, that's a bold one. Like the more these two try and fight each other, the more Tony's gonna get frustrated, and the more it's probably gonna annoy him a little bit, because like he really wants to get past Santana right now to get into 7th, and so he can start catching Ryan, because Tony is so much faster than Santana right now. It's just it's difficult when you just got to do it on pure pace and battery. Like, Santana's just defending for his life and is not really making a mistake. Could be fun to see last race managers racing if it's secured. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you never know, Christian. You never know. You never know. Like, I've already seen a couple. I've already seen one PC manager race already this season. Danny Cofield raced for ET8 at Silverstone when I think everybody was like Sim Expo. I think Danny Co raced for ET8. I think that's the only time I've seen a manager race. I think. Oh wait, no, I've seen Danny Co race before. Oh. What? Nah. As if I mention him and he shows up. Nah. There's no way I mentioned Danny Co and he just turns up. Man is just listening in the shadows. Yeah. Let's go. Unlucky for Omar. So... if they allow PS5, me and... Nope! Unlucky Omar. Nope. In the... like... I was like, if Omar can get a console, he can race in the console tier final race. But he's not using a PlayStation in the last round of PC. Absolutely not. I'm still waiting for Tony to get past Santana. Hello, Tony. What are you doing, lad? When did you get that, Tony? Tony, lad, when did you get that 3 seconds? Like, come on, lad. Nah, you can't be doing this to me, Tony. Oh, Lucas Besnett also getting 3 seconds for track limits. Yeah, these track limit warnings are gonna hurt everyone in the butt later. Tony had that for 10 laps. Nah, bro. No, he hasn't. That was not there a couple laps ago. Oh, okay, you've been here the whole time, Danny. Okay. So yeah, are we gonna see Danny? Are we gonna see a Danny Co racing in Brazil then? Are we gonna see it happen? And hopefully do better than second to last, what you did at Silverstone. So yeah, so Tony's not even gonna try to get past Santana then, Because we are on the final lap and I just realised. Piney, you are just blind. Thanks, Matt! Thanks, Maximilian, thanks! Like, I swear, Tony did not have a penalty when I was looking at lap 24, so he must have got that recently. Nah, get some practice in, Danny. If you practice like crazy, you'll just practice, get better, then hopefully you'll win the race, right? Yeah? Good. So I want to see ET8. I want to see ET8 win a race. I was like, Christian, if I raced, I'll be like 10 seconds off their pace. I am so slow, because I don't even use wheel. I use the fucking controller. Anyway. Well, checker flag's out. Pookie's crossline to hit the win. And Joe Murphy is going to take P2 ahead of Florian. What? I missed that as well. Florian actually got past. Look. Hey, he's drifting over the line. So Florian takes P3. Kid on Luck gets P4. Darren Strong got 5. Ryan Mudler will be P6 when he eventually crosses the line. Christian, you can't be as slow as me, bro. I still have all the assists on. The only assist I don't have on, realistically, is line. Like, I've turned line to corners only. That's it. How did you get on Flip got a 3-second on the last lap? Is that going to actually drop him behind Jonas? No, it's not. We're going to have Jonas. We've got Jonas now coming across the line. Please say that does not DNF Villegas, because that is going to be annoying if it does. Why are people leaving a session before people have finished across the line? But it looks like they have fixed the bug, though. That with people thing. Yes, same Christian. Anyway, and there comes Timon across the line to finish his debut race for TFTR. So here we are then. Pookie and Joe getting first and second for Shazoo Cedic Igniters, and if there is no Stuart reports, that will be it, and that will be your and Shazoo Cedic Igniters will be your winners. But obviously, you just gotta wait for the Stuart reports. You never know; it all can change. And I'm gonna go input all this into the spreadsheet. It'll help Aiden a little bit better. So here we go. We'll go through the final classification then in this race, if it'll show it to me. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. It's because people leave and I can't see. Oh. Well, I'm not getting a final classification, so I'm going to ask nicely. Can somebody in the... Oh, no. Oh, no. Never mind. No, I'm not going to get to see it. Oh, well. So I'm going to ask nicely if somebody can give me a little video of the full classification, please, with penalty, so I can, if people need them removing and stuff. Because, yeah, because the game didn't want to show me it, so I hate that when that happens. So, yeah. I don't have the final classification. I don't have the final classifications for this race, so that will suck. So if somebody's an engineer can get that footage for me, please and thank you. That'd be very nice. Because looking at final classification from the races, it takes a lot of time to like just with the calculator to input it all. So, but anyway, that was the COTA race then for today. So that'll be end of stream today. We'll see you back next week for the PC tier, where we go to Mexico, starting at the same time we did today, 7 PM UK. Console race the night prior on the Saturday, also at 7 as well. And obviously they'll be doing the same thing. And then the final race will be Brazil. I'll just get the calendar on the screen for you. Like I said, ignore the Miami. It's the old one. I forgot to change it. So I do apologize. But anyway, but Mexico and Brazil are right. So we'll see you then. Hopefully I'll not be on my own next week. If I am, Corey Brooks is going to get a severe head bashing from me. He's going to get a severe headache. So, but without further ado, it is cheerio from the Penguin, and I will see you next week. Cheerio.